Well, good afternoon, church. Thank you for joining me this afternoon as we go through this. Well, I'm not going to call it a video blog series, but a short video blog that I'd like to share with you. As I've been reading, I was reading in the book of Acts, in Acts chapter 1. And in fact, as I was reading, it got me to thinking about this theme of waiting. And I know we all love to wait for things. If you remember that old Tom Petty song, right? The waiting is the hardest part. We're all big fans of waiting. I'm certainly a big fan of waiting too. But I find that that is a part of God's plan. There is a need for wait because what God is trying to do in our lives, through our lives, for our lives, has a process. It has a purpose. And so I want to share with you just real quick what I read in Acts chapter 4 that led me to that statement. In verse 4 it says, "While he was with them, he commanded them not to leave Jerusalem, but to wait for the Father's promise, which he said, 'You have heard me speak about. For John baptized with water, but you will be baptized with the Holy Spirit in a few days.'" So Jesus is telling his disciples, I want you to wait. Be patient. In a few days, you're going to receive the gift of the Holy Spirit. Now, why didn't he just give them the gift of the Holy Spirit right then and there? Well, when you get into Acts chapter 2, you're going to see that at this amazing moment, the Holy Spirit, like a rushing wind, comes into the church, and they start speaking in the native language of those who are there at the early church. And thousands of people are saved. Thousands of people witness the Holy Spirit's movement, and they're saved. There's this amazing wait that leads to an amazing miracle, and people who are getting saved because they get to witness something amazing. Let me continue our text. "So when they had come together, they asked him, 'Lord, are you restoring the kingdom to Israel at this time?'" Now, not surprisingly, the disciples are just like you and me, right? They're told to wait, and then the first thing they think of as they come together with him is, "But are you restoring the kingdom now? Like, is this the end? Are we ready for the end?" They can't wait. They need to know what's next. What's next? And Jesus responds in verse 7. He said to them, "It's not for you to know times or periods that the Father has set by his own authority. But you will receive power when the Holy Spirit has come on you, and you will be my witnesses in Jerusalem, in all of Judea and Samaria, and to the end of the earth." So, simply put, we as people can struggle to wait. Maybe you're better at it than I am. Chances are you are. I'm not a very patient person. I don't like to wait for things. But when God brings us through seasons of waiting for whatever it is we're going through, maybe it's something in our life we're looking forward to. Maybe it's something in our life we need a breakthrough on. Whatever it is, God allows these seasons of wait for a purpose. And he has an amazing thing around the corner that he's working on doing. We have to trust him in his plan and be patient and wait. Even though that tends to not be our nature. But what I find significant about this is in the midst of the waiting, we, the church, have already received this gift that he talked about. Before the disciples finished this conversation, he said you would be given this gift of power. Well, that gift of the Holy Spirit is so that we can go out and be witnesses. So in the midst of our waiting, we still have a mission. You have a wait and a mission. And that mission is to go and be witnesses of what you've witnessed. And that is what Jesus Christ has done in your life. And God has given you a spirit, his spirit, and that power so that you can be a great witness in this world. And there are opportunities every day that we sometimes don't see, and that we aren't looking for. And we need to be more intentional to look for those. While you're waiting, what does God want you to do with that Holy Spirit power in your lives so that you can be a good witness in your community? Think on that and pray about that this week. May God bless you as you do.